What's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jim, and today we are going to be doing a gear preview of a new mountain bike headlight that I just bought. Now, I'm not one that goes out and buys new shiny toys very often. I buy them when I need them. Reason I need them is that my current, or I should say my old light, the Lezyne 800XL, recently died. Don't know what it is. It's something that I'll throw up a review of my thoughts on this light specifically, but that's the reason why I purchased a new headlight. So, what did I get? Went to my local bike shop, which is Serious Cycling in Northridge, California, and I ended up with a Serfas ELume 1750. I was looking at the 1300, and I've been shopping the 1300 for quite some time, and they randomly had this one sitting on the counter. So I saw it and I reviewed it, and I went with this one not necessarily because of the higher light output, but because of the larger battery. It cost me $150 plus tax here in Los Angeles, which is 9.25% sales tax. So it is a 1750 lumen LED headlight. It has runtime of between 2 hours on overdrive, which is the 1750 lumen, and up to 90 hours on a low flash. The daytime flash is 50 hours, so that was the reason why I went with the larger of the two, because it does have a substantially larger battery and a larger runtime. The 1300 in overdrive would only go for an hour and a half. Now, I don't ride after dark very often, but having something in my pack for those rare instances is a good piece of mind to have. If you haven't heard of Serfas, I've been actually riding Serfas lights on the road, these little guys, for the better part of a decade. I think I bought my first one 8 or 9 years ago from Helen Cycles in Westwood, California, which is by UCLA. This is a 250 lumen light. I really like these lights because of the narrow beam. It has a really long throw, and it allows cars to see you from a long way away. This is the Serfas True 250. I'll throw together a review of that because I do have such a long life with those. They've been rock solid. I've been a big fan of the Serfas lights so far. So the packaging is this plastic. Not a big fan of plastic packaging. I kind of wish they would go to just a brown cardboard, brown paper. I know you can't see the product through that, but I would rather have something a lot more recyclable and or just biodegradable than these plastic things. So, sorry for the noise. I have not opened this yet. So in the package, we have our light. Pop it out of the carrier. We have our clip-in, clip-out mount on the bottom. Its weight, according to the package, is 265 grams. Looks like our power input is on the bottom, and it looks to be micro USB. I really love where that power port is. I thought it was on the back. I had all sorts of trouble with the micro USB on my old mountain bike headlight. So that is a really good place to have it. It's super accessible, shouldn't be too hard to plug in. I wish it was something like USB-C just because that's so universal these days, but I understand why they did it because of licensing costs on the USB-C. That's something that is kind of expensive on a per unit basis. So it's a press and hold to hold it on. That's kind of what it looks like on the wall behind me. 1 click down, 2 clicks down, 3 clicks down, and we're just cycling through brightnesses. To turn it off, it is a press and hold as well. It does have a button lock on it. you have to hold it for, if you hold it for 5 seconds, it will lock that button so you don't drain your battery when it's in your pack. It's a really nice feature, especially if you're traveling and you don't have time to recharge. Speaking of recharge, this is a 3.5 hour recharge time on a 2 amp USB wall charger. So I have a charging station here on my desk that I use, and I do have a micro USB there. So we'll throw it on the charger after this video and charge it up for my first ride. In this little sleeve that I pulled out of the plastic, we have our instructions. I'm not going to bother with those right now. We have our mount. So this is very similar to the mounts that I've been running on the 250 lumen for the last almost decade. I'm going to actually see, can this fit into this mount? This is my older 250 lumen. Unfortunately, let's press the tab out of the way, they changed it a little bit. So if you have older Serfas mounts, this won't work. This light won't work. But the way the mount works, it's really, really easy to use. Take it and it clicks in. Nice and tight. It does not pivot that I've seen without loosening up the screw that is on the mount itself, that it pivots around. Wow, and it's really hard to get off, so I'm not going to waste your time with that. And then it has a tiny little micro USB cable. Another thing that I just don't need because I have such a nice setup over here for charging all my hardware. So it does look like you can access your charge port while it's in the mount. So if you want to charge it on the bike, you could. Not my preference, but it is something that is available. So that's the preview for the Serfas ELume 1750 mountain bike headlight. As I get more time with it, I'll put together my thoughts on beam pattern, on throw, on how well it lights the trail, and I'll get back to you with a full review. So with that, as always, have fun, be safe, and get out there and ride.